going on YouTube? Mr. Tony here. Mr. Tony's Hip Hop School in full effect. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Matter of fact, can you do that now? Like, subscribe. Thank you. Love you to share to anybody else who loves old school hip hop. Once again, meet my wife, Hip Hop, playing some beautiful music. As always, this is Kick the Ball by the Crown Rulers. This was out in 87, 88. This is like a Philly classic. I don't know if New York knew about this. I don't know. I'm sure they may have heard it a little bit, but this is Philly. The Crown Rulers, they had a couple of hits, but this was the big one. I used to love this song. Anybody from Philly, maybe even Jersey, heard this. If, like I said, if you're 40, 45 and up, and you love hip hop, you've heard this. Wanted to talk about one of my favorite posses of all time. I was talking about Kool D earlier. I really didn't get into that the way I wanted to, but because Kool D was, first of all, he represented black people well. He was very intelligent. He wasn't a dumb rapper. He wasn't, I mean, he had, really, I know he probably wanted to do more shit, but he was an intelligent rapper. He was a fast rapper, very intelligent, but I'm going to get back into him another day. This video is about the Juice Crew. The Juice Crew, Cold Chillin record label, which is one of my favorite record labels. That's another subject we'll talk about down the road, is the record labels that had different artists. Cold Chillin was one of my favorite because a lot of my favorites was on their record label. Marley Mark is one of my favorite producers of all time, who I really don't hear a lot about him, but then again, I don't watch television anymore either. But you had Marley Mark, Big Daddy Kane, you had Markie. Markie is one of my favorite party rappers of all time. Roxanne Shanté, Kool Rap. You had MC Shan, who was another one of my favorite rappers of all time. I love his music. I even like some of the songs that he made that wasn't popular. And then there was a few people that back in the day, I didn't even know they was with the Juice Crew, but come to find out later on that I found out that they were. And that was Tragedy, also known as The Intelligent Hoodlum, which is one of my all-time favorite albums that I used to listen to. The Intelligent Hoodlum. And Granddaddy IU, who didn't have that many hits, but he did represent hip hop. He did have some hits, and he's known to hip hop heads. People that know old school hip hop would know Granddaddy IU. And I actually still watch him, like maybe on his Instagram, or I might watch some of his interviews, because he is extremely old school hip hop. And I can relate to him because that's what I like. He's boom bap. I mean that's what he makes to this day. Boom bap. Him and Diamond D. But yeah, he was in the Juice Crew as well. I really didn't know that until later down the road. But the Juice Crew brought a lot to hip hop, starting with Marley Mark. Marley Mark he's like one of the greatest producers of all time. The Symphony, You had about 5 different rappers on that song, and it's a classic. It's one of my favorite hip hop songs of all time. Big Daddy Kane is he's definitely my top 5 as far as rappers. You had MC Shan, you had Roxanne Shanté. She's one of my favorite female rappers of all time. One of my favorite songs that she ever did was Gone Girl. Of course, you had Why'd You Have to Make a Record About Me? The Roxanne. That was in 86. I mean, the Juice Crew brought so much to hip hop, man. And it's really not talked about that much. And it should be. I mean, come on, Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane did Raw. He did the first time I ever heard Big Daddy Kane, he did a song in 87 called damn, it's gonna come to me in a minute. It was on the tip of my tongue and then I lost it. It's gonna come to me in a minute. But Big Daddy Kane, I followed him from 87 to 91. And then when he started being on that smooth tip, he started doing too much. He tried to be smooth and R&B-ish. I mean, at first I didn't mind it, but then it was like he just kept doing it. And I was like, come on, Kane, come on, man. But you can't fault him because he was trying to, one, be different. He wanted to ease on into a different genre of music. And I just started the songs, Get Into It. Get Into It was the song I was trying to think of in 87. That's the song that started me on my Big Daddy Kane mission. But anyway, Big Daddy Kane, he was just a rapper that he could do a lot. His wordplay was the shit. And he was another rapper that I had to rewind and be like, what the hell did he just say? You know what I'm saying? And he could rap fast, you know? And I used to like a lot of his beats. I mean, of course, that's Marley Mark that produced him. Big Daddy Kane wrote a lot of shit for people. I know he wrote Biz's first album, Going Off. I'm a person that reads the credits. I always was interested in who did what, who did this, who did that. So I always looked at the credits. I always looked at who produced the song, even though that don't mean nothing, because a lot of times motherfuckers just put their name on there and they didn't produce shit. But, you know, Roxanne Shanté, Bismarck, I had all his albums. The last 2 was whack. Sorry, Biz, but the last 2 albums you did was whack. That Can I Get a Haircut? That shit was whack. But Going Off, that was my shit. His second album was my shit. And I just liked him, man. He was like a fun party. He was one of them type of rappers. That's what I liked about him. And he was witty, you know. Kool Rap is one of the greatest rappers of all time. He wasn't somebody I really liked back in the day, but it's only because I wasn't exposed to more of his music. And that's probably why he didn't get commercial success, because I don't think he was marketed good. Because I didn't even know he had the albums he had. I knew about his first 2, and then after that, I ain't really hear nothing from him anymore. So I know he didn't sell that much because he wasn't promoted much. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's why a lot of people don't talk about him, because he wasn't really pushed out there. But Kool Rap, you gotta listen to his albums, man. You gotta listen to all that shit. Kool Rap was the shit. Kool Rap and Big Daddy Kane was like this. It's just that Big Daddy Kane got the commercial success. Big Daddy Kane was out there, you know what I mean? But Kool Rap is somebody you can't sleep on. He's definitely in the top 10, maybe top 15. A lot of people ain't gonna say that because they gonna, you know, it's too much pop commercial shit nowadays, man. These motherfuckers don't know what they talking about. You even had Craig G. Craig G did a little bit of music. He wasn't popular, but he wasn't no bum neither. Master Ace. Master Ace is somebody that I used to listen to a lot too, especially in like 88, 89, 90. He had a few albums out that I like. Master Ace was, he did a lot of guest appearances on people's albums too. And he wasn't no slouch. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't the greatest one of the greatest rappers ever to do it, but he definitely was somebody you go back, listen to his shit. If you like old school, you'll like Master Ace. MC Shan. That whole The Bridge Is Over by KRS was because of MC Shan. Because he came out with The Bridge. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Queens Bridge. And KRS is from the Bronx, and he was talking about The Bridge Is Over. Fuck the bridge. Fuck Queens Bridge. So, but MC Shan, he's one of my favorite rappers. He had a unique voice. I just liked his music. He had a few songs I like. He had The Bridge, I Pioneered This. He had a song that was like a slow song. This is like the couple rappers did some slow shit after LL did I Need Love. I think he did a song called Left Me Lonely. And I actually kind of liked it. But MC Shan, who I believe is, I remember them saying that he was Marley Mark's cousin. So, I mean, MC Shan is another one, man. He's a legend. Like all these dudes I'm naming, they're legends, man. They're legends. They should be considered, like I said, they should be motherfuckers that go in a restaurant. They shouldn't have to pay for shit. You know what I mean? They're not gonna be recognized like that though, to a lot of people. But for me, somebody that loved that music, if I had a restaurant, they wouldn't have to pay shit. My guy was Tragedy too. Tragedy Gaddafi, who I thought was under Nori. I know there was like a correlation with him and Nori, but Tragedy was out in the late 80s. But I really learned about him when he came out in 90 with Intelligent Hulu. I could listen to that whole album, the whole joint. Like all this stuff I'm talking about right now is fucking classic hip hop. You know what I mean? Like everything I'm saying, if you're not a person that's super knowledgeable about old school hip hop, then everything I'm naming, you should go back and listen to that shit. I'm telling you, it's some good shit. Intelligent Hulu, I can listen to the whole joint. And then he had more albums after that, after 1990. But by that time, I wasn't really listening to him. He's another one like not Master Ace, like Kool G Rap, who wasn't marketed good. He wasn't put out, and I think he went to jail or something. Cause I just remember him being in an interview way back in the day, talking about when he got out or something. And I think that's how he hooked up with Nori or something like that. I think they already knew each other. I don't know the specifics, but I just know when he came out of jail, he was associated with Nori. I know that. But Tragedy is another one that's not nobody to be sleeping on. Granddaddy IU, he had a song called Something New that I used to like. I used to like the beat. It was on a beat that was used in other songs, and he had like he had a unique, everybody had a unique flow, unique voice. You know what I'm saying? And he's another one I like to watch on interviews because he's like extremely boom bap hip hop. Man, he's like me. Like, I do not want to listen to none of this new shit. And he's one of the few rappers that will talk about the new shit. He be like, nah, I'm not listening to that shit. I'm not producing some shit that sound like that shit. Because he still produces. So, the Juice Crew contributed to hip-hop in a big way. And I think 86, 87, 88 was like the turn. It was starting to go into another direction. Like, you always had phases in hip-hop. You had the 78 to 83 phase, really 78 to 81, 82, with the hip, the hop, the hibbity, hip, the bop, all that bullshit. Then you had the Buffalo Girls, like 82, 83, Buffalo Girls, Malcolm McLaren type shit, Houdini, Run DMC. I know I'm missing somebody. Run DMC, god damn it. I hate that. But anyway, that eased into about 85, 86. Then you get into 86. Now you doing Rakim. You know what I'm saying? MC Shan, Marley Mark. You easing into Big Daddy Kane. You know, it just, and see, it started changing again around 80, 87, really like 87, 88, and it started going into another phase into the 90s. And then the production got a whole lot better. The production was starting to really get better around 87. A lot of motherfuckers was coming out with some beats that you like, damn, because the sampling was getting heavier. You know what I'm saying? But they was chopping it up. Where before motherfuckers were just singing over a joint. Then you had motherfuckers that was sampling. They was chopping it up, but it was, you can understand, you could tell it was James Brown, you could tell it was whoever the artist was. But then by late 80s into 90, the beats got chopped up more and more and more where you didn't know who it was. You didn't know who the sample was from. You know what I'm saying? But the Juice Crew, Cold Chillin Records, Marley Mark, Mr. Magic, the DJ, the New York DJ that put Marley Mark on. Mr. Magic was DJ Red Alert. That was his competition. Red Alert, one of my favorite DJs that was mixed into some songs of hip hop on wax. One of my favorite, DJ Red Alert, Kool DJ Red Alert. Yeah. Yes, I was a Red Alert guy. Yes, and I'm all the way in Philly, and I knew about Red Alert. But anyway, let me know what you think. I'm hoping that these videos get to some of these old school hip hop heads, old school rappers. I'm hoping they see this shit. I want them to hear this. I want them to know that they did not make this music in vain. They made this music to people like me who loved it, who lived it, who loves hip hop to this very day. This stuff that's out today is not hip hop. I don't know what to call that shit, but it ain't hip hop. But anyway, the Juice Crew. The Juice Crew, baby. The Juice Crew, 85. Their reign was from like 85 to like 90. But their heyday was 87 to 89. Well, maybe 87 to 90. That's their heyday. So you heard it here first. Mr. Tony's Hip Hop School. Like, subscribe, share. Share to people who you know would appreciate this type of shit. Please, like, subscribe, share. Mr. Tony, till the next time. My Hip Hop School is out.